أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. We seek refuge from the devil in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise to Allah. Bear witness there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and as Muhammad is his prophet and messenger. Inshallah, today we'll be responding to a very interesting video. The name is Muhammad the Coward, part 49, and it's by Ahmed's Quran 3. I'd like to start by just reciting one of the translation, the ayats from the Quran, Surah Al-Imran, verse 118. It says, "O you have believed, do not take as intimates those other than yourselves, for they will not spare to ruin you. They wish you would have hardship. Hatred had already appeared from their mouths, and what their breaths concealed, what their hearts concealed, is even greater. We have certainly made clear to you the signs if you will use reason." And this is one of the signs. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that don't take these people as your protectors, as your friends. Why? Because they want to ruin you, and this is the example. Okay, these kind of conning, I would say, techniques. People like this come and try to confuse the Muslims. And subhanAllah, he talks about divine justice. Inshallah, by the way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will see divine justice, because as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقَّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلِ إِنَّا بَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. Okay, the truth has come and he has perished the falsehood. Verily, the falsehood is bound to perish. And alhamdulillah, the next verse in Surah Al-Imran says, "Here you are loving them, but they are not loving you." Why you believe in the scriptures, all of them? You are loving them, but they don't love you. Okay, we want to give you the message. We want for you to attain, the beauty of Islam, but you don't want to. So, Mister, I think if your name is Ahmed or whatever, Ahmed's Quran, inshallah, this is a refutation for you. I marked all the points on a piece of paper here of all that you said in your video. Basically, your video is saying that Muhammad is a coward. I will use the book, which is very simple, is Al-Raqiq Al-Maktoum, is the Seal Nectar, with the hadith are in Sahih Muslim, Ibn Hisham, Sahih Al-Bukhari, Abu Dawood, and other hadith, which are very simple for everyone to go and see. Again, the Sealed Nectar, so you can check. You can go to Ibn Hisham, all these Sirah books, any Sirah books. You can get Tabari, you can get whatever you want, and check these stories, okay? Because according to him, he says, any person who is, who will look at this, who is a rational person, will see that this hadith is exposing him, and you have to answer these questions. For example, why did he, pretend to be dead? Why did he not answer the challenge of Abu Sufyan? Why was he not in the front of the battle? So why? Okay. So now we will actually identify. We're gonna look at this, and before I start, I'm a bit frustrated, of course, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me if I'm gonna be a bit tough, but I'm gonna use hikmah, and hikmah is putting things in the proper place. And I think today, inshallah, by the will of Allah, will put you in the proper place. Okay, and sometimes you have to be quiet. That's part of hikmah. You have to be nice, and sometimes you just have to be strong and just let it happen. So inshallah, I ask Allah to purify my intentions. You called Prophet Muhammad a spineless coward. To start, I would say you are a coward because you don't even show your face in the videos. Are you scared of something? Are you scared? Really, are you scared? We will analyze. Prophet Muhammad fought 19 battles. With the hadith that you read about that he wouldn't want to stay behind an army. Anyone, rational person, put your head in the proper place. What does it mean? Did Prophet Muhammad ever stay behind? That's what it means. He always marched with his army. He marched with his army, except for the little expeditions that he sent people to different places because he couldn't be in 5-6 places at the same time. Rationally speaking, right? But he marched. He was there for Badr. He was for Uhud. He was for the Battle of the Trench. He was for Fatah Mecca. He was every battle that they had to send. So, what does the hadith mean? Did he ever stay behind? Did he stay in Medina and stay, surrounded by the walls like other leaders today where they just sit somewhere in a nice room and they order, for buttons to be pressed and to destroy people left and right. No, he was there. Okay? He was there on the forefront, and we will prove today, just from the Battle of Uhud, we can go into the other, just from the Battle of Uhud that you brought forth, okay, that happened shortly after the Battle of Badr, after Fury, we will see exactly an exposure. All right. You said that he was promising a perverted version of paradise. Give me one thing. Give me one thing that's perverted. Why you think there's not going to be sex in paradise? And read your Bible. Read your Bible of Jesus giving the example of the kingdom of heaven, like a person who's going and his guests are coming, and they're virgins, and they're coming in. Go read through the Bible. You think, all the Christians know that there will be sex in paradise. What's perverted? Maybe your mind is perverting things. It's just like when you said Az-Zubair, when he saw the women, okay, Az-Zubair saw the women running around, okay, he says in Sahih al-Bukhari, okay, he says some Muslim women came to the battlefield when the fight was over. Okay, these women were helping them. They're not running around with their legs uncovered, so the Muslims will chase them, as you said. This is your perverted mind. You're cutting and pasting things from their proper place. Read things in the proper context. He says, Anas says, I saw Aisha bint Abu Bakr with Sulaim. Their garments were gathered up so I could see their ankles. Okay, because they're pulling the dresses up because they're running around trying to help. Okay, they carried water bags on their shoulders and emptied them into the mouths of people, the wounded people, to help them. How is that perverted? Your mind is perverted. In psychology, when you're a pervert, that's all you can see around. Every action that anyone can do is a perversion. All right. And then they would go back to fill them and come back and do the same. Okay? They gathered bags on the day of Uhud. Okay? This is Sahih al-Bukhari, Volume 1, Hadith 403, Volume 2, Hadith 581. No perversion. Your mind is perverted. Okay, let's go to the next one. You said that Prophet Muhammad was fooling people by his perverted version of paradise, promises of booty, and all these things. Let me ask you one thing. I know you're probably a Christian Arab. I might be wrong. Maybe you're not. But from your accent and certain things, it makes me lead to that. Same with, what's the other guy's name? Investigate Islam. Okay? So you're talking about perverted and Prophet Muhammad promising them. Did you study the Sirah, man? Did you understand the love that the companions used to have for Prophet Muhammad? Do you think hundreds, thousands of people would be easily fooled just like that? Do you really think these people are stupid? Okay, people were pretty smart. A lot of them were very smart. A lot of them were very, very actually skilled. Like Omar, like Az-Zubair was very skilled. Many had Abu Bakr. All these guys, they were very skilled. They're Bedouins and this and that, but they're skilled. So Khalid bin Walid, some of the best general in the whole world, never lost a battle. Very skilled. You think people? These guys are war strategists. You think you'll be fooled by one man? One man who started off. Do you think you'll be fooled? These people spent days and nights. They knew how many white hairs he has in his beard. They observed everything about him. So you think a hypocrite wouldn't be exposed? Over 23 years of these people being with him day and night, eating with him, sleeping next to him sometimes, ready to give their life for him. I would say this refutes you. These people were shielding him. Abu Dujan was getting arrows in his back. People were protecting him. Even some women protected him. And we're not ashamed to say this because they are heroes. They show heroic action. He was not a coward. These people would give their lives for him. And he gave their life for them. He started off as one single person. You think he's a coward? One person against everyone? He got up on the mountain, he told everyone that he's the messenger. People started beating him. When he went to Taif, one person, man. He goes and he tells people Islam, and people stone him. Go read Ibn Sham. Go read Bukhari Muslim. He's walking and there's blood in his sandals. because he got stoned. So you think he's a coward? By himself, he traveled kilometers. You know where Taif is from Mecca? You have to go up the mountain, man. One person, he goes there. Kids stone him. People spit on him. People throw camel guts on him in Mecca. People grab him by the beard. They slap him. They do all kinds of things. Kill his companions. Try to kill him repeatedly. They try to assassinate him after Abu Talib died. Get your facts straight. People who are watching this and they're listening, you have to understand the techniques that these people are using. As he's claiming, he's calling people that this is divine justice and he will be exposed, spineless coward. How can you say that? How can you have the guts to say that when you don't even show your face? What did you do for humanity? I'm a Muslim today because Prophet Muhammad. Millions of people are Muslims today and they've changed their life from being alcoholics because, I was actually Christian before, drinking alcohol and stuff like that. We changed our life because of Prophet Muhammad. We follow his sunnah, his example because of Prophet Muhammad. I'm clean because of Prophet Muhammad. I pray and I have a proper relationship with only one creator, not three, with only one because of Prophet Muhammad. What did you do to call him a coward? When he started by himself, he got stoned, he got beat, he got, attempt to murder him left and right. He was a coward. One person, one guy he started. Could you go and start today such a thing, such a movement? One person, man. You wouldn't be. He was boycotting Mecca for almost 2 years, no food. People came to him from left and right with all their crazy ideas and problems, and he always listened to them. So you are saying this guy was a coward? You are saying this guy didn't sacrifice? Okay, let's go more. Saying he has a perverted, and he promised people all kinds of... Yes, he did promise them. He was the prophet of God. He promised them just like Jesus promised people and gave them glad tidings. Yes, people protect him, and he was seeking protection. He was a man who was seeking protection. And till Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed that he will protect him, he had bodyguards around him in Mecca. Ali took his place in his bed when people were trying to kill him. This is to show us, to teach us that we take precautions, man. We don't just go, okay, let me go. I'm the messenger of God. I'm gonna go. He's a human. He had fears. He had insecurities. He had emotions. He cried. He laughed. He was a human. He was not God. He was not some Superman rocking around, flying with a mantle or something like that. Nothing. Okay, he was a human. Yes, if you get arrows shooting at you, of course you're gonna run. You're gonna get. Can you imagine? Jesus was running around. People were trying to stone him. Right? He hides himself away. Look through the Bible. He promised them war booties. Look in Numbers. Moses, what does he do, man? He promises people war booties. People get the booties and they share it. You got a problem with that? That was the way they did things. They didn't just go kill people and leave them there and burn everything. They'll gather the things. They're smart. They're not stupid. They'll get the war booties and they'll split it. Humans need incentives. Humans. That's we're talking here about a religion of humanity, a way of life. So Moses split the war booties. Moses had slaves and captives. You say he's a prophet. What's wrong with Prophet Muhammad? And if we look at the way Prophet Muhammad treated the slaves, he said, feed them with what you eat. Clothe them with what you clothe. Don't hit them. Help them in their chores. Many of the scholars of Islam were from slavery. People were free. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَقُّ رَقَبَةٍ. What's this mountain passage, says the Quran? Something very hard to do, to free a slave. It encourages throughout the Quran to free the slaves. The Quran and Prophet Muhammad's message was revolutionary, was something that changed the world. Towards, you're talking about human principles and humanism and equality. Islam is the equality, man. So he wore 2 coats of armor, of course, front and back. What do you think? He didn't put like a double on it or something like that? Man, get your facts straight. Read properly. Okay? Read the facts straight. He wasn't no Alexander the Great or Caesar. Of course he was not. Alexander the Great and Caesar were disbelievers. They're kafirs. Alexander the Great was gay. He went and had sex with all kinds of men, and they took slaves and all the other things. And Caesar, again, he had, gay encounters and he had orgies and all these kind of weird things that of course, Prophet Muhammad had nothing to do with that. Okay? And in terms of bravery, I would say he was much, much braver. Bravery in Islam is a balance between being a coward and being foolish and stupid and just going there like, I'm gonna kill everyone. Okay, so I mean, we know the end of Alexander the Great, we know the end of Caesar. Prophet Muhammad, different story. Okay. He says that the people who converted to Islam did only for the booty, rape, etc. Where was the rape, man? In Islam, you're not allowed to rape. Listen, get your facts straight. This is not, the Christian Crusades who went and raped, people in Andalus and people throughout the place. Even Christian people that they rape. Okay, this is not it. Okay, please get your facts straight. Look in the Old Testament. See what happens there. See at the Levitical law. See what happens for rape. See what happened with Moses. See what happened with a lot of the people who you claim to be prophets, but you have a problem with Prophet Muhammad. He never ordered rape. He never ordered, people to just become Muslim for it. Read the seerah, read the whole thing, and see that people loved him from the bottom of their hearts. They would give up their life for him, man, just to protect him. That whole thing that you're saying that people are protecting him and surrounding him, it proves to you these people wanted to give up their life. So many of them would do anything to give up their life for Prophet Muhammad. So please get your facts straight. People did not convert for war, booties, and this and that. Okay? People, many, majority of people, and if there are some people who did, but the majority of people converted for the deen. They understood and they loved the Prophet and they loved the Tawheed, they believe in one God that Islam always preaches. Okay. What's wrong with him giving the glad tidings of paradise? Yes, he said, if in anyone, he says, he who pushes back the idolaters will be housed in paradise, or he will be my companion in paradise. I would take that. I believe him. He's the prophet. What's wrong with that? You say, oh no, that's a promise. If someone comes to you and gives you a nice promise and you believe in what are you going to say? Oh, right away you guys are always skeptical and you always want to think only the worst. Okay? Paradise was promised by the prophet. The 10 glad tidings to the 10 companions were achieved paradise. This was part of the prophet's, thing. God gives glad tidings to people. If you do this, if you fight in my cause, throughout the Old Testament and through the Quran, you will get paradise. The Prophet Muhammad was the instrument of God. He gave glad tidings from God to people. Yes, if you defend, yeah, man, he is a prophet. He was a human. He needed defense. But we'll move next to show whether he was a coward. Number one, I proved to you that he started as one person. One person's whole message. He got stoned. He got beaten. Okay, who would do that? How come he didn't sit in his house and send people to go to Taif and this and that? One person. So he was not a coward, okay? He started one. He bled for us. He was thrown camel guts on him. I repeat, everyone, to know. He got hit. His kids were disrespected. He was disrespected from his family and so on and so forth. So we have to be careful. Again, that was number one refutation. Let's go next. You keep saying that by divine justice he is exposed. You are exposed by divine justice because you cut and paste. You never went and looked through the hadith. You just take from your people who are, working day and night to just hate Islam. Man, the instruments of Satan. Okay, all you guys just cut and paste. Take this book and read it. Take this book and read it. Take Ibn Hisham, read it. Take Ibn Ishaq, read it. Take At-Tabari, take Qurtubi, take Bukhari and Muslim and read and study deep. Okay, anyone, any person, as you said, if you go and study deep with a proper mind, you will see the greatness of this prophet. And that he really, his character will blow you out of your mind. That his justice, his mercy, and his how smart he was at the same time. He's not stupid. Okay, his hikmah and his wisdom that he used. Anyone who does it, goes in deep and analyzes this thing without a shadow of doubt, you'll see the reality of Prophet Muhammad. And go ahead, go read it. He pretend to be among the dead. Okay, let's see. When Abu Sufyan, he called the people, okay, and this is towards the end. Abu Sufyan was on one side of the mountain, like the hill. And he was screaming out to the Muslim, is Muhammad there? Is Muhammad there? Because they thought they killed him. There was one rumor at the Battle of Uhud that these people were killed. The Prophet Muhammad was killed. So Prophet Muhammad said, leave him. It's a strategy of war. Let him think that they killed him. Okay? And then Omar couldn't. Why didn't you read next? Because Omar couldn't wait and stay anymore. And he said, no, the Prophet Muhammad is here and he did not kill us and your people died. And he said, the difference between our people and your people is our people are in paradise, your people are in hellfire. Okay, so they knew the Prophet Muhammad didn't die. Okay, so don't say he was a coward. Okay, and he was hiding among the dead. He was not hiding among the. They were sitting on one side. These guys were sitting on the other side. Okay, he was not hiding among the. When Abdullah, you said Abdullah bin Zubair, he's the one who first. Kab bin Malik. it was the first to recognize, okay? He was the first to recognize the Prophet Muhammad, okay? Ka'b bin Malik, this is in Sahih Bukhari, was the first one to recognize the Prophet approaching. He approached after they thought he's dead. He approached on his horse. He went into the battle, man. Why are you cutting things and you're lying? Okay? He said as loud as he could, "Oh folks, oh Muslims, be cherished. Allah's messenger is here." But Allah's messenger signed to him to stop lest his position should be located by the idolaters. Okay? He's not stupid. Can you imagine Prophet Muhammad coming with a horse? Zubair is seeing him, Malik is seeing him, and they're saying, "Hey people, Prophet Muhammad's here, he's here, he's here." Everyone's gonna come and kill him. Are you protecting yourself? Prophet Muhammad was not stupid, he was not an idiot like you think. I'm sorry, but he was not stupid. So he wouldn't give up his position. It's a strategy of war. Where does that show you that he was a coward? Which person, tell me, which person, when there's a whole army that listen, their whole purpose was just to kill Prophet Muhammad. If they would kill him and him alone and no one else, no matter how many people would have died, they would have killed him. Okay, that was for them enough. So Prophet Muhammad's coming with his horse into the battle to refute you who said he was just lagging behind. He comes into the battle, and we'll go back in a second and show you why. Comes into the battle. Malik sees him, and the Prophet Muhammad signals to him to shut up. People are going to come and try to kill him again. He just got away from people, in like tens of people surrounding him and attacking him with their swords, with rocks, and so on and so forth. So now he's coming. He's showing the people that didn't die. It's a war strategy not to give up his position. So how he was a coward? Explain to me, how was he a coward? Read everything. Let's go next, okay? He says that any fair-minded and inquisitive person, he would understand. Why was he not at the front of the battle? Again, he's not stupid. He is the general. He did go into the battle, and I'm just going to show you. The archers were positioned in the front. They left their position, okay? Prophet Muhammad was up. He was directing the people. He's the general. He was directing the people. But I'll show you in a second that he was at the front of the battle after that. He's directing the people. These guys are leaving. The people are coming. The idolaters are coming, they're attacking him. Okay? Companions are surrounding him, they're protecting him. They're protecting, they're fighting. Again, people are getting killed, they're getting to him, they're attacking the messenger's fighting back. The people are fighting back with him. Then you're saying, why did he not fight? He did fight. And I'll show you in a second. Why did he pretend to be dead? He did not pretend to be dead. He was not laying somewhere and then Ka'b recognized him. He recognized him while he was on his horse. Read Sahih al-Bukhari. Read the Sirah. Okay, I just quoted you. Allah's messenger made his way to the encircled army. Ka'b bin Malik was the first one to recognize the approaching prophet. Approaching. How can you approach if you're pretending on the ground to be dead? Read everything. It just clearly refutes you. They're cutting and pasting things, and you hate Islam. You take anything that matches you. You guys spend days and nights and cut and paste only to take weak Muslims and people that have no knowledge, or people are looking to Islam to shut them away from discovering the truth. Shame on you, man, shame on you. I'm sorry that I'm so passionate about this, but man, shame on you. Let's go again. It says, hostilities of the enemy grew fiercer than ever with the aim of foiling the plan of the Muslims' withdrawal. Okay, the Muslims were attacked. We're attacked from everyone. One person's come. Uthman bin Abdullah bin al-Mughayth, one of the enemy's horsemen, progressed towards Allah's messenger. He said, while saying, either I kill him or I will be killed. This guy wants to attack the Prophet. Allah's messenger moved to encounter him, but his thing tripped in some holes. So someone comes to his help. Okay, so he didn't run. He wanted to encounter him, and he tripped. So someone comes, of course, and defends. If you fall on, you're gonna fail. But let's go next. What happens next? Prophet Muhammad. Okay, let's see. Ibn Ishaq, okay? Ibn Ishaq, as you used, okay, says, he relates, when Allah's messenger was going up to the hillock, he was followed by Ubay bin Khalaf, who was saying, where is Muhammad? Where is Muhammad? Either I kill him or I will be killed. Again, the companion said, O Messenger of Allah, do you mind if one of us fights with him? Again, the companions want to jump in. They jumped in when he fell down, okay? Why did he fall down? Why was he in such a weak state? We'll see after this. Allah's messenger, so they say, do you mind if one of us fights with him? Allah's messenger says, leave him. Leave him. So when he drew near, Allah's messenger took the spear from Al-Harith bin Ashimah. He shivered it violently in such a way that he made all of them scatter in all directions. Then he observed his collarbone through a gap between his wide opening of the armor and the part of his cheek that enclosed by it. He speared in that spot. Pow! That effect of the stroke was so strong that it made him roll off the horse over and over. When we returned to the Quraysh, they found that he had only a scratch on his neck. So when the blood congealed by, he said, "By Allah, Muhammad has killed me." So people are saying, "By Allah, you're just afraid of death." He said, "By Allah, you're possessed by a devil." But he replied, "He already told me when we were in Mecca." Muhammad told him, "I will kill you. By Allah, I will kill you." And he spat on me. He said, if he had spat on me, he would have killed me. Eventually, the enemy of Allah, that guy breathed his last breath in a place called Sarif while he was being taken back to Mecca. So he died. So the Prophet Muhammad killed him. He fought with him. He took a spear and plunged into his neck. He fell off his horse. People offered, "Can we fight you instead of him?" He didn't run and say, "Yeah, fight him, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared." Keep in mind, Prophet Muhammad was over 50 years old. You're talking about your grandfather fighting right now. He was not a 20-year-old like Alexander the Great, as you said, or like Caesar, who was strong and Prophet Muhammad was like your grandpa, man. He was like my grandpa. Over 50 years old. Would you, in any kind of mind, if you're brave and young, would you allow a over 50-year-old person to fight for you? Shame on you. Shame on you if you do that. So all these companions, when you look at it, a father figure, maybe even a grandfather figure, fighting there, and you don't want to protect him? Of course, not just that. I just refuted you that he was at the forefront right here, fighting, and he killed Ubayd bin Khalaf, okay, in his neck with the spear. So any person, again going back to your word, any person who is fair-minded and inquisitive will see that you are a liar and you have cut and pasted things and you have lied. Okay? He did not pretend to be dead. He did answer any challenge that came to him that he wanted. He didn't let the companions fight for him. If it was for him to fight, people were after him, he fought. Twice he wanted to encounter an enemy. Once he fell down. Because why did he fall down? Why did he fall down? Let's go and see. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he fell down because at the Battle of Uhud, when all the people came around him and they wanted to find him and they wanted to hit him, what happened? He was encircled and someone threw a big rock about him. They hit him in the head. They attacked him with the swords. This is again in the sealed nectar. They attacked him with the sword. They threw rocks at him. The people who were defending him, around him, the people who were defending him and trying to protect him, a lot of them got killed. Okay? So what happens is, the Prophet, these guys took advantage of the Prophet. Uthab bin Abi Waqqas pelted him with stones. One of the stones struck his face, man. One of the stones struck his face. His lower right incisor tooth was injured. His teeth were broken. His lower lip was wounded. He was also attacked by Abdullah bin Sihab al-Zuhri, who injured his forehead. He was bleeding. Abdullah bin Kayma, okay, who was an obstinate, strong horseman, struck him violently on his shoulder with his sword. That blow, so he hit the Prophet Muhammad with a sword on his shoulder. That blow hurt Allah's Messenger for over a month. It didn't break his armor, okay, but it hurt him so much, and he dealt a heavy blow on his cheek. He hit him. It was so strong that 2 rings of his iron ring helmet penetrated into his cheek. "Take this stroke from me. I am Ibn Qaymah," he said while striking the messenger with his sword. Allah's Messenger replied while he was wiping the blood flowing from his face. And he said, "I beg Allah to humiliate you." In some narrations, the Prophet ﷺ said, how can the people who cut the face of Prophet Muhammad and break his cheek, he calls them to worship Allah, how can such people thrive or be successful? In another, when the people were, At-Tabarani reports the Prophet ﷺ said, when the people were hitting him and wounding him, and again, stones were being thrown at him. His head was injured. His face was struck. His teeth were broken. Lower lip injured. The circles from his helmet went into his cheek. Okay, what does it say? "Oh Allah, forgive my people, for they do not know." Another version says, "My Lord, forgive my people who have no knowledge." And another verse says, "Oh Allah, guide my people, for they have no knowledge." So he's being attacked from left and right. How is he be a coward, man? He's bleeding from his head. His lips is falling. Now, any inquisitive person and rational person, fair person, will ask the following question right now. If Mr. Ahmed's Quran or whatever who made this, very interesting video, if he was inquisitive and fair, how did he miss these things? Because he talked about the same thing. Oh, he talked about how he's hiding and this and that. All he had to do, if he was looking into the Sirah, if he was looking into the Hadith, I'm reading the same Hadith, Sahih Muslim, Volume 2, 107, Ibn Hisham, 281, Sahih al-Bukhari, 527, 581. We're reading from the same things. How did he miss it? On purpose. Or he just took things from people such as Craig Wynn, Prophet of Doom, and all these books they're written, they don't go to the original source. They don't go check it. They just quote here 2 point something. You don't even know what 2 point something is. Volume 2, version this, hadith number this. That's how you're supposed to say it. Volume and hadith number, not 2 point something, because you don't know what it means. You never went to check it. All you know, that's how they reference it. 2 point something something. Many times wrong. Any person who is fair will understand, will question out, this guy, is he a liar? Where is he getting these things from? So I just proved to you that Prophet Muhammad fought. He was attacked. He killed someone. He fought people. He went into the battle. He was injured like there's no tomorrow. That's why he tripped the first time that someone attacked him and he wanted to face him. He tripped because he was bleeding. They said that he was wiping. Fatima was wiping when it says that they brought the water to him. If you keep going a few pages, brought the water to him, wiped it off his face. Blood was coming and they're trying to close his wounds. He got hit with a sword on the side. I mean, subhanAllah. Shame on you, man. I'm sorry to say this. I ask Allah to forgive me. This is maybe not hikmah right now. And I honestly, Ahmed, I'm just, whoever made this, I'm just sad. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you and to show you the truth, of Islam, to guide all of you, honestly. As the Quran says, we love you, man. We want to give you the message, but shame on you right now. Why are you lying like this? Why are you trying to misguide people? Why are you attacking this perfect messenger, this prophet of Allah? He's your prophet too. You're supposed to follow him. How can you use these kind of words, spineless coward, when you don't even show your face? What does that say about you? Why not come to Islam? I invite you to Islam. I invite you to read the Sirah. Take this book. Read any book you want of Sirah. Study it properly. Go ask. Don't just cover the surface, or it appears that if this guy asks someone to defend him, he's a coward. Read everything. Read everything. Okay? So, hadith have to be studied carefully. These issues have to be studied carefully. You have to understand who was Prophet Muhammad, how much he sacrificed, man. How can you call him a coward? So, without a shadow of a doubt, I think, inshallah, by the will of Allah, my arguments refuted every point that you brought, every single point about the Battle of Uhud. In the Battle of Uhud, the Prophet Muhammad fought. He faced his enemy, he killed someone, he was defended, he offered people paradise. Yes, they got booties. So did Moses, so did other prophets. He was not stupid, so of course he didn't want to give up his position, but he was not on the ground faking to be dead. You're inventing these things, and go and check. He came on his horse into the battle, and the people recognized him. And Malik recognized him, and he said, the Messenger of Allah is here. And he said, stop. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to get the position to let the people think that I died. Let them think whatever they want to think. I'm not going to give up my position. I just got away right now from tens of people encircling me and hitting me and making me bleed and making my cheek, with the things going to my cheek and my teeth broken, my bottom lip, being hit. And you're saying that you want me to give up my position? The Messenger of Allah had hikmah, wisdom. He was not stupid, man. Okay? That's not bravery. He was smart. And he was over 50 years old. He was a grandfather, man. And you want him to fight? And he did fight, and he faced his enemy, and he kills him. I just refuted you, left and right. So what? Why? My question again too, just like when I asked Investigate Islam, and again, I challenge you. I don't want to, from an arrogant point of view, but I challenge you to read the Sirah. I challenge you guys to read the Quran properly with an open mind. Both you and Investigate and all the Christian Arab perspective, or whatever you call it, the organizations and people who are always together and going against Islam. Read. Why do you hate it? You guys are supposed to love us, right? That's what Jesus preaches. Love your enemy. I'm sorry, maybe you're not Christian or whatever, but that's, I'm just to all the people who are out there. Why? Any fair-minded person will know exactly. And then you said Ka'b al-Ashraf was killed and he was over 123 years old. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Go look at your stuff straight. And the same with the other poetess, the lady. These guys were like the Fox of today, the Fox 2 News, who are just lying. And with the campaign right now, the subway campaign with Siraj al-Hajj in New York, he's trying to put some posters on the subways, and they're saying it's a terrorist organization, terrorist plot, and they're just, they're inciting people to hurt the Muslims. That's exactly what these poets were doing. Okay? And Goldziher, who is a very strong Orientalist who have researched, and I made this point before, was researched in the pre-Islamic poetry. You have seen that a poet was worth more than many, many soldiers. Why? Because he would incite people, he would put hatred in them, he would want to, he would incite them to kill Prophet Muhammad, and that's exactly what those two poets have done, and they were eliminated. They were a threat to the Islamic State, they were a threat to the Muslims, they were a threat to all the innocent people that, these people were inciting the Quraysh to go and kill. So please get the facts straight. Be fair and analyze things in a fair place, okay, in a fair, proper context. And again, I would like to pray for you. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you guidance, to show you the truth of Islam, the truth of all things. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for everyone who is really interested into Islam and sees these videos to just let them go do your research. I'm not saying believe me, go read. This person just give you hadith, believe me, he's a coward, he's a spineless coward, this and this and that. I ask you, go read the Quran. I ask you, go read the Seerah. I ask you, go ask Muslims for questions and for answers. Go. Don't just skim the surface. Go deep. With this, I leave you. I hope, by Allah's will, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I have refuted every single point they've made with a clear, inquisitive, and rational mind, as you're asking for. And I've looked and I brought you the proof. Prophet Muhammad was not a coward. He was an actual brave man, a very brave man, who fought, who was there for his people, who sacrificed himself. If I were to compare Taif to Uhud, in Uhud he has his army, in Taif he has no one. Maybe he had one companion with him. No one, only Allah. And he goes into the middle of all these people, and these people are beating him and stoning him, and he's running, and there's blood in his sandal. Blood in his sandals, man, the Prophet of Allah. May Allah have peace and blessings, be upon him. And we ask Allah to guide all the seekers of truth. سبحانك بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.